Hi everyone, this is Tina from Black Rabbit Homestead, and today's homestead hack is splitting celery. I bet you didn't know that you could split celery. Neither did I until last year. I had planted a whole bunch of celery, and instead of letting it go to waste and when I was preparing the bed for something new, I decided to move it. So I moved it into one of the cinder block plants back here. I don't know if you could see, but in the hollows of the cinder block there are many different plants. The ones straight behind me are mints and kale, and then I have a rosemary over here. So I had this big old mama celery behind me. So I decided, let's make a whole bunch of new celery and then use that hole for another seed start. Today I had taken out our Chinese pink celery from one of the cinder block planter starters that we had. And it's got a hefty root system. And I began thinking, perhaps I can split these and then make lots of little celery instead. So that's what I'm doing. So there's a good look at the roots. And if you see, there's tons of these little shoots, runoffs. This is gonna be a whole new plant, a whole new one of these, turning this into this. So that's what I'm going to do today. We use celery a lot in this house. Not like for peanut butter or for wings or anything like that, but it is a staple for soups. See how I broke that off? It might die back some, so I'll probably cut some celery off, but I'm gonna take that baby off, and that should be fine. Hopefully, we'll have lots of little celery. Bought this celery seed from rareseeds.com, and it did really good. This plant is, I think, over a year old, and because we have it in our greenhouse, it just keeps on growing. So any of these big ones, I'll probably just cut it off, just to create less stress. Take away some of the stressors of being moved. If you have tried it before and you've had success, please leave a comment below. If you are going to do this, let me know how it works out. So this celery doesn't get the big stalks that traditional green celery has. So this has a hollow, I don't know if you can see it from one of the cuts I've done, a hollow, like slender leaf. But it's still a beautiful, beautiful plant. And when most people see it for the first time, they ask us, what is that? Well, celery. It's part of the parsley family. So, celery is very versatile, and you can use almost all of the plant. I believe you can use all of the plant, including the root. We use the leaves as a parsley substitute. I do have parsley growing right in front of me, but we do use them as a parsley substitute because we have so many and we do not want it to go to waste. So I typically will chop and throw it in some soups. I chop the stem for soup, but I will save the leaves and dehydrate them. So I don't have to buy celery or parsley. And let's face it, fresh is always better than the dried stuff. And if you're doing a market garden, this stuff will do very well just because it's odd, it's different, and it's pink. People tend to like the odd thing out. See, I don't know if this one is gonna survive. It doesn't have very much root on it, so save that for cooking. And I actually don't know how many of these babies I'm gonna be able to get off this. See, these ones should survive. And I'll just water these in really well. And you could expect wilting at first. You could expect some leaves dying off because the plant is going through shock. And as I'm going around, I'm finding all the little babies. I'm just sticking them in the ground too. As you can see, celery grows a long taproot. Look at that. That's gonna be a nice one. This is a very good way to save what you already have growing. And you can do this with other vegetables too. Parsleys, mints, rosemary. As long as it has babies and it has enough roots, you can split these. Just cleaning it out of it too while I go. I'm getting to the point where I'm not finding a lot of suckers near the base where it has tons of extra hairy little roots. These hairy little roots are what's going to bring up the majority of the water. This guy has some start of some very good roots. These guys will turn into this. But it's the tiny roots we want on them right now. So I'm going to say that's probably all I'm going to get out of this plant currently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig a big hole and replant him. Okay, so that was quick. That was easy. It took less than 5 minutes. But since we did a lot of stress on these plants, we are now going to water them. And that's it. It only took a short amount of time to dig up the celery and split it into many little babies. Hopefully, in the years to come, we'll keep on doing this and we'll be able to have a huge market garden row of celery. I hope you enjoyed this short little clip. If you liked it, subscribe. If you'd like, do me a favor, hit that notification bell and stay tuned for more.